I think Tim Walz may have been the perfect VP choice for Kamala Harris. See, one of my biggest problems with Kamala Harris is that it is shockingly difficult to find out what she believes on a variety of issues. Back when she ran in the Democratic presidential primary in 2020, she actually technically dropped out in 2019, didn't even make it to 2020. But regardless, back when she ran, one of the things that plagued her campaign was that she was all over the place. Where does she stand on Medicare for all, on fracking? One day she'd say something, the next day the complete opposite. 4 years as VP didn't really change that. Now that she's the nominee, aside from super generic stuff like she's obviously pro choice, we just don't know a lot about where she stands. Then we get Tim Walz. He was in Congress for over a decade. He's been a governor for over half a decade. And it's not just a long record, it's a pretty decent one. Kamala Harris, up to this point, still hasn't given any interviews. Now, I've got to think that's going to change soon, but it's allowed her to still maintain this sort of generic Democrat posture. And that might actually be to her benefit electorally. Generic Democrat has consistently polled very well against Donald Trump. The strongest flag that she's planted politically has been Tim Walz, which allows people like me who really care about policy to sink our teeth into, while she remains this sort of generic Democrat at the top of the ticket. Now, I still think she has a ton of weaknesses that will begin to show when she starts doing interviews and debates. But if Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee, not my preference, but that clearly seems to be the case at this point, this might be the best strategy she can run with.